like this one. I hope you'll try it out. It's all in the key of E. And it starts off with these two notes, D and E, and then I answer that with the melody on top. So you can hear it go from B to D to C sharp. All those high melody notes are on the high E string. You've got to reach a bit to get to them. Let's see how that happens. The first one, the first finger is going to sneak over to that B note. Then we get the pinky. And the one that probably looks the easiest on paper is the C sharp, where you just use the same finger. But that has challenges of its own, which we'll deal with soon. But just see if you can get that under your fingers. Back to the B at the end. And then at the very end, we're going to do ba-do. So that's a G. If you want to give a little bend, you'll have more power with the giant finger. And also the giant finger landing. So 2 giant fingers. So that's... Well, let's see if I have enough time to do that if I play it quick. I think I do. All right, the second one is almost exactly the same. I'm just going to end it with the G and kind of wait, and then maybe give it a little bend at the end. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I like that. After that, we're going to continue the phrase with this. So this time we're going down instead of up with the E and the D. Go E, D, and then so down, and then upward bend, and then down, another upward bend. I should tell you what those bends are. G and A. That's actually the starting place. I'm going towards B. Will I get all the way there? We'll see. And then I end with a straight E minor blues scale. Those are the notes. All right, so let's hear that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in this phrase, and probably in every single phrase I ever play in my life, I'm using adjacent muting. What is that? That's where you're playing a note on a string, for example, the very first note, which was, it was the D note. And that's on the 3rd string. Now, there's strings. It's a guitar. It's got 6 strings. We've got to keep those other strings quiet. And if we've got a fire-breathing Marshall amp behind us at drum set volume, there's a potential that it's going to go, make a noise that we don't want. And so to control that, we're going to have to control the other strings on the guitar when we play that one single note. I'm going to show you how to do it. With the left hand, you're going to mute the string below it towards the ground with the underside of your finger. So you play the D note, and you mute the adjacent string by having this particular kind of hand position. This is where having the thumb over the neck really helps. If I had more of a classical position, then the B string would tend to ring out. I don't want that B string, so I put my thumb over. And even if I pick it, that B string is thoroughly muted. All right, now the string above it, towards the ceiling, that's muted as well with the fingertip. Again, if I use more of a classical style, that D string rings out. So that's another reason that's so cool to have the thumb over the top. It just puts your first finger in the correct position to mute both those strings. So you got the note you want, and then the 2 strings right next to it are both muted out. Now there's still more strings on the guitar, the top one, but you're less likely to hit those because, as you're picking, the further away you get, the less chance it's going to get hit. But even so, the top one is muted underneath your finger, and these, maybe my thumb can reach them, but what if I run out? What if my thumb's not long enough? That happens. So the solution is the thwomp, or the half thwomp. You know, you don't obviously won't want one string to come through, but you can mute the bottom ones with this part of your hand. So it's a team. You're using this behind your finger here, fingertips, and this part to get everything under control. So you only get the notes you want and not the ones you don't. Well, sometimes it's nice to get some noise, but it's nice to do it on purpose rather than because it happens by accident. So as you play through this, here's what I want you to do. Look at those top melody notes. Just play it without thinking. Put your finger on that B and then look at it, and what's your finger doing? And it should be touching the B string so it mutes that out. Then do it to the D. Should also be touching your pinky now. Should be lightly touching the B string so it mutes it out. And that should, even when you play fast, that's still, should still be muting that B string at all times. Now here's the tricky one that we talked about before. That bar, it's almost impossible to have the bar not give you potential string noise. So that's where you bring this part in and make sure that's down just enough where that's muted as well. All right, so that's the secret of adjacent string muting. Let's rock this out one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4.